Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbish rahli sadri wayassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Warm welcome to all of my lovers, followers, subscribers, friends, students too. Everybody who is watching me right now in my live transmission on Asrar Pokhar TV English. Now, people who are going to watch me later, all of them, warm welcome. So, guys, today I am live little after a long time because you know that during last days I was just doing my programs, recorded programs you must be receiving, but I never stopped this procedure, so which is a big fact. Definitely, I want to be in touch with you guys, and it's my honor. It's really honor for me. So the people who have joined me now, going to join, they follow me. So really, I am grateful to everyone. Please move in, share the fan. So guys, you must be a fan. So guys, thank you very much for joining. So I've got 3 likes, so please tell me that who are with me this time. So please send me your message. So Mr. Shehzad has joined. Thank you very much for joining, Shehzad. So you must be thinking where I am today, because most of the time, so I tell you that this time I am in my institution, Airline Future. It's in Gulgash, Multan. So guys, without wasting time, I just want to start my program, and you know like today topic what I have decided today, hypocrisy in our politics, in our country. Politicians, they are proved to be hypocritic, and a lot more times that we keep on discussing this issue, and definitely after 1 or 2 days some relevant video you are going to watch. So today I just wanted that I should discuss this very touchy topic. It's been very near to my heart, that hypocrisy in politics. Like you know, for last some timings I kept on discussing the issue of so please guys, if you are having some problem in my voice, so you have to tell me, but I think the voice must be very much perfect. But if there is any problem in my voice, so please let me know. So guys, I was telling you that from last few timings that I've been following the politics of Pakistan, you know, PDM's existence, merger of 11 parties of Pakistan of different ethnicities, different ideologies. So they gathered that they thought that people of Pakistan, they are facing much more problem, much more trouble. They are in, and present regime is unable to do something for the betterment of the people. This was their imagination, this was their perception. Wrong or right, just set aside. We are going to observe this also today. So I just want, uh, okay, this is fact. I don't know if you are going to ask this from the government parties, so they are going to give you many of their, just you can say, obviously they are going to give you many points that reasoning. They are going to give you that we have got this problem, we have got that problem, that this the situation has been critical from the last regime. So definitely, when while we received the government in our country in such a position where it was not much possible to do the right things or to do the things which are in the favor of the masses, of the people, of the commons, of the paupers. So, but even okay, Asghar, Mr. Asghar has joined. Asghar, thanks for joining. Boy. So I was talking about that they might be giving you the reasoning, okay, but it's a fact that present regime is been unable to do a lot more for the paupers, for the poor, for the deservings. It's a fact. Everybody has to accept it. But point is, when present regime, present opposition decided this, okay, that present regime is unable to perform and people are in miseries, in glooms, so we must be with the masses, with the people. I am telling you the complete detail that what was the reason why they formed and now what is their situation, now what they are thinking, what they are doing. I just want to little bit bridge in all these situations. So they said, okay, that this is the reason. Many of the people, they might be thinking, no, okay, they are saying that, okay, we are doing all this for the people, for the masses, for the paupers, for the poor, for the deservings. So we have to get an idea today that is it true or not. So when they said they formulated opposition unity, there was a movement named PDM, Pakistan Democratic Movement, PDM. This was formulated. The head was designated Mr. Fazlur Rahman, and the major parties there, PMLN, People's Party, ANP from KPK, and JUIF, Jamiyat Ulama Islam Fazlur Rahman Group, and definitely many parties from Balochistan and from other areas of Pakistan, of smaller stature, so they also joined that movement. The purpose was, the object was to formulate this movement just to get rid of this present regime of PTR. This was the object, this was the purpose. Okay. So then what happened, that those parties were being just in that joint venture who were having from different ethnicities, from different areas of the countries, and even the different perceptions of different minds. The people of different minds just joined that. So it was definitely being discussed that these parties are having different directions, and obviously in the past this has been proved that so many times they have been their rivals as well. Excuse me. They have been rivals of each other. So everybody was discussing that how this comes possible that this alliance is going to work out. And it's a fact, while you are having different mentalities, while you are having different thoughts of people, if you are going together, if you are going to join, obviously you might have to face trouble. You might have to face problem. But even then, this movement, this alliance, made up one's mind and decided that we are going to work to get rid of this present regime because it's not working at all for the betterment of people. And I do remember the quotation from Vice President of PMLN nowadays, who has been very much popular, Mrs. Mariam Nawaz. She said that we definitely came out for the betterment of the people because people are in fix, people are in problem, people are facing miseries and glooms. So we have just come out, and she also admitted that we should have come out before, but we did not. But we had to come on the voice of the commons, of the voice of the paupers, of the voice of the poor, because they are in a fix, they are in a problem. So now, if we have come outside, so definitely we have to do lot more for the betterment of the people. This was her quotation, interpretation. I remember that very well. So the things kept on going on. I mean, many processions, rallies, joint sessions, processions, bigger processions in Lahore, in Gujranwala, in Karachi, in Larkana, every side of the country that people means they decided to go for against of this present regime. Things were going on. Suddenly this happened that they also had decided that if our all these options, because we want to definitely get rid of this government, of this regime. So first of all, we have to go for processions, for rallies, mobs, and just been gathering people who must be raising their voice to get rid of this situation. But they said, the PDM said, if we are unable to do this, that if we are unable to get rid of this present regime, then definitely we are going to launch one more option, that is resignations from national and provincial assemblies. Why? Because you know that PMLN is having obviously majority after the government's party PTI in the National Assembly, and obviously People's Party is also there, having round about 35 to 40 members. So they could create trouble for the present regime. Obviously, I mean, if people decided to resign from the National Assembly, so round about 140 to 50 members will be outside of National Assembly. So it might happen the present regime might have to resign. So, very sorry. So, I mean, if 140 to 50 members are going to resign, so you know, then what happens means the new elections might have to be held. This was the perception. So there was also one more option of long march. You know that long march, the history of long march is very, I mean, I must say ridiculous. Present regime of PTI, whose leader is Mr. Imran Khan, the current Prime Minister of Pakistan. He launched Long March for the longest time of 126 days. Everybody, I think, remembers this. And you know what happens in Long March, and I mean, he had gone for sit-in as well. You know what happened, that in Long March, the caravans, the people, they are coming out from complete of your country. So definitely mobs are created in this way, and it might be bit problematic situation for the regime. So two options were there, and what I consider, definitely our politicians are much more experienced, in particular the Pakistan People's Party and PMLN. So they knew about it, that this is a truth, this is a fact, that governments can never be out just because of your mobs, your processions, your rallies. It's never been done before in the history of Pakistan. I mean, just by these things, the government should be outside. No, not at all. This has never been happening before. So they decided, okay, if we are going for the processions, if these things are not working, then we'll be going for long march and then for resignation. So, when the time of resignations came, definitely it was decided on 26th of March. Today is 27th of March. Everybody is aware about that. That on 26th March was announced date of long march. And it was decided between amongst the leaders of the PDM that before that we should be having the resignations in our hands, and while we are going towards the long march, so while we are going there, if the government is not going to accept our demands, where the major demand is just being to resign current Prime Minister and his regime, if they are not going to accept it, then definitely we are going to resign from the national assemblies. So if it doesn't work, then definitely we will be going for resignation from throughout the provincial assemblies, from all of the parties, including in PDM. This was decided. But suddenly this happens that three leaders were sitting. Mr. Fazlur Rahman, Asif Ali Zardari, Mr. Nawaz. The leaders of three major parties and major players of all this game. What to do? Mr. Zardari demanded from Mr. Nawaz Sharif, because that he is in self-exile and here he's been convicted, so he doesn't want to come or he cannot come. So I think you people keep on listening Mr. Nawaz Sharif's interpretation, what he says, what he thinks, what he's having the point of view. So you can watch everywhere on the social media. Mr. Zardari said that to Mr. Nawaz Sharif that if we want to have this movement, if we want to speed up this movement, so sir, you will have to be in the country. You will have to be in Pakistan. So this was demanded by the Mr. Asif Ali Zardari. So I am telling you the detail because majority of the people they are aware, but many people might not be aware about the situation. So I am just explaining. So you have to keep it in your mind that I definitely want to explain this point to you. And what I used to say to you people, to the masses, to the people of Pakistan, you people have to be strong. You people have to be active, because on these politicians, if you people are going to rely on, then what is going to happen? Just what we have got in 75 years. So I don't want to despair you, but the fact is that just despair is there. Nothing could be done. So what happens? Mrs. Zardari said to Mr. Nawaz Sharif to come in country. So then Vice President answered on this point, Maryam Nawaz, that we want live leaders. That she knows that if her father comes here and convicted and imprisoned and confined in jail, so might have been murdered or killed. She has this precaution. So she said that it's not possible. So Mr. Zardari said, okay, if this is not going to be possible, then definitely we are unable to perform this duty of this job of resignations. What I consider that Mr. Zardari just want to get rid of this situation. Because this is today everybody is aware that if PDM or opposition parties are having differences this time, so definitely all the movements which has been running for a long time, it's going to be damaged. Definitely nothing could be done by this. I am very clear, and I am telling you openly in my live transmission, fortunately or unfortunately, present regime is unable to perform one's duty. It might be the reason what they people are reasoning. That might be correct. But reality, even their own ministers, they accept all these things, that this is the fact that we are having many more problems. But they are blaming the last government. So this is also the fact that it might be possible because of the last government. But for how much long you are going to blame last government? Ultimately, you have to be responsible for yourself because you have spent 3 years. Okay, this is another topic. I will come on this later on. So in this way, that very first of all, what happened after all that? That long march was postponed. Meanwhile, they were having these differences in that of meeting. What was the result of that? First major result, that long march was postponed. And then you know what happened? That both of the parties, PMLN, People's Party, they started blaming each other in their press conferences. From the senior leadership, from the smaller one, everybody is blaming one another. This is fortunate or unfortunate, I don't know. I have to come on one point in the end, just you have to listen this very carefully. That is very important point. So, then Mr. Fazlur Rahman, he mediated and just made some effort to bring both of the parties because these two parties are the major ones. So, what was the reason behind that? The People's Party is not willing to resign because they people are having their regime, their government in Sindh province. So how this comes possible? Because everybody is in thirst of the government, of the regime. Everybody is willing that I should be in the regime, I should be in the government. Nobody is willing to leave that government. So for God's sake, so this is my request to the people of Pakistan, that never rely on these politicians because all the things, whatever they are doing, they are going to do for themselves. Not for you, not for me, not for the paupers, not for the poor in particular. Just tell me one thing, that how much rich they are, how can they people have imagination of the problems of the poor when a person just by birth has never seen a single problem or single need of oneself? How this comes possible? They people are having every facility of life. And here the people are not having even the base of life, basic needs of life. Majority of the people they are not having, which is the unfortunate. What should we do? This is the reality. So then this alliance seems to be broken out or converted into the pieces. So just I want to share with you the today's situation. I heard the press conference of Mariam and heard the press conference of Bilawal. You know, both of them are blaming each other, who were considered to be brother or sister. And they were saying, I also remember one of their interpretation of both, that okay, we have to be opponent in the elections, but we have to be respective each other. So guys, this is your politician. Today, where is long march? Where are the resignations? Because I tell you that more benefits are concerned with these resignations. And nobody is willing to give. I also tell you, because I can prove this thing, while in PTI's time, when PTI was definitely having this sort of long march and sit in all things. So they said, because this was single party, they said that we are going to resign from national assemblies. And at that time, they were having the government in KPK. So nobody resigned at that time. Okay, here are different parties. So it comes a little difficult just to make everybody agreed on one point. But he was having just one party. But even then he could not, currently Prime Minister could not force anybody or any member to resign. What was the reason? That nobody, if I tell you the privileges, what the MNAs are getting, so you must be shocked. Whether from government, whether from opposition, whatsoever the party you are in. privileges you cannot imagine it, and given by the government. So who is going to leave? So then what happened? That then today Maria was saying, okay, if People's Party is not with us, so Fazlur Rahman, we and all some other parties, so we are more than enough to fight against the government and to compel them to just go out from the regime. So just tell me, it's my one question is there. Are they doing it for themselves or for the paupers, for the poor, for the masses, for the people of Pakistan? Have you ever imagined it? Even if the last government, Grant government, when it was in the opposition, so they were having the same drama, and now this opposition is creating the same drama. So who is going to work for the betterment of the people of Pakistan, for the paupers of Pakistan, for the poor of Pakistan, for the deserving of Pakistan? Because I tell you that there have been 1 year about for lockdown, so the poor has become most poor, not more. And the people who are just being financial giants, I must say, whether there is the corruption scandal of flour, sugar, or even now what you people are having of petrol. Just one person is resigning and nothing else. You know that now the petrol price more than 115 rupees roundabout, 12 to 15. So just ask from that person who is having motorbike and it's supposed to spend for about 150 or 200 rupees for one day, and tell me where there is no job, where there is no business because of this bitter condition of COVID-19, and one is spending 150 to 200 just on petrol. So for a month you might have to spend 5,000, 6,000 to 7,000. So can you imagine it, that how you are going to tackle your issues of the family members, and how you are going to be caring for your family, how you are going to fulfill their requirements of your family, your children, their health issues, their education issues. Just these are the basics. Obviously there are many more other requirements. Food. So sir, whosoever is there, everybody is in the government this time. You can't say. So what you people are doing for the people of Pakistan, for the masses, for the paupers of Pakistan, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That the people of Pakistan, people are facing this issue. People of Pakistan are facing the miseries today. Okay, there is COVID-19. What they should do with their families? Okay, COVID has been there. What they should do with their families? For their siblings, for their children, for their infants. So, for God's sake, and government is going to announce, okay, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 for 10 months, for 3 months, 4 months. Just go and survey. Majority of the people, they are unable to get this amount. If the population is about 250 million here in Pakistan, so just if out of 250 million people, if 10 millions, 20 millions, 30 millions are going to get this opportunity or is going to have this facility, so what about the rest of the people? Where they should go? Our politicians they are fighting for themselves. So this is my request to every party, whether from government, whether from opposition. Really, this is a truth, universal fact, that you are responsible of this situation of Pakistan, because 75 years have been passed. Just you people start blaming on one another. Always you are saying the previous. I remember I've been observing these elections from about 1990. One election in 1990, second 90, 92, 93, then 96, 97, then in 99 there was invasion, in 2002 there was one election, in 2008 one election, then in 13, then in 18, 8 elections I've been saying, I've been observing, and I tell you that every current government just is blaming the last one. So, sir, Mr. Imran Khan, PTI, that if you are blaming the last government, so you are not doing the new thing. You are doing the same thing, and majority of the people from your party must be aware about that. Because Mr. Imran Khan has been in politics for a long time. Whenever the PMLN was in power, People's Party used to be blaming once. And when People's Party was in government from 1990 to 2000, I'm talking about. So PMLN was blaming. So if present regime is doing, so because from present regime, I would request to Prime Minister that people are having hopes with you. They are not considering you like the others, because you have proved as well as been while creating Numal and creating Shaukat Khanum for cancer, you definitely have proved. So now you have got first opportunity to be Prime Minister of Pakistan. So sir, please, you are aware about the condition of the poor people, and after having lockdowns, their condition has been more critical. So please look up to their condition. Solve their problems. Find out remedies for them. Please. This is humble request of every intellectual who is having the deep eye on the issues. So, sir, and I also tell you that if you are not going to do this thing, then definitely you will be in the line of the previous politicians, because people are aware about their past. It is not the thing that people are not aware about their past conditions. But sir, if you are not going to work out, so you will be in the same row, in the same lines. Then what would happen? Like there was issue of health relevance when Mr. Kiani was minister in your party from Rawalpindi. He is elected MLA. So you know that he resigned, but there was no any report of that committee, no punishment, no loss recovery. Then sugar, because I covered the sugar issue a lot. Who are following me, so they must be aware. I spoke about the sugar, that that who are the owners of sugar mills? All are politicians. So that means if sugar crisis increases, or if there is this issue, that means these politicians are responsible, because every politician is owner of sugar mill. Just go and Google and check out the owners. Who are the owners in every province? And I have spoken on this at that time when this issue was in its peak. A majority of them were the closest to the Prime Minister. So, sir, where should we go? Well, the people who are involved in these scandals, they are closest to you. So if you are not going to have some sort of remedy for this, so then what should we do? That even for many people from media, you don't let them to speak. Why? So then now there is issue of petrol. Can you imagine it that petrol is concerned in overall inflation? You must be aware about that, because you are competent. Your team is to an extent competent. We have to accept it. Rather the someone, okay, I am definitely against some of your companions. They are not from PGI. So they might not be, but majority of them, they are. So, sir, my question is that now Mr. Nadeem Babar, the advisor of petroleum to Prime Minister, that he resigned on the order of Prime Minister. So please, this issue was raised before 1 year of petrol crisis. So now the report should be there, punishment should be there, because they people are accumulating the money from both of hands and feet everywhere. I mean, from every side, they people are accumulating the money, and the people are becoming more poor. They become more deserving. So where they should go? So definitely, because I used to say this, that you people are, super sovereign definitely is almighty, but on the earth you people are sovereign, and you people are responsible to solve, to give remedies to the people of Pakistan, poor people of Pakistan. And it's a poor country, and majority is poor, I tell you. That most of the time, people are telling me, okay, how many cars are there, just go on the roads in all the cities of Pakistan. So if you are just going to count, how many it could be? 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 10 millions. 10 millions vehicles could be there, okay, who are affordable. So your population is 250 million about. And a person who is having motorbike, so is from the mediocre. It's not possible just to I think in some of my video I gave the detail about, round about 10,000 you need to spend on your motorbikes. This is fact. For its maintenance, for its patrolling, you need to spend 10,000. And where the people are having average earning 15 to 20,000. So out of 15 to 20,000 what you are earning, you are spending 10,000 on this just patrolling. Then just tell me that how you people are going to tackle your family's issues, health, weddings, plays, all the things are required. So please, sir, if any person is involved in any sort of corruption, so please just give them punishment, so that as per your saying that next time a person could not commit any sort of crime, could not rob the money of the commons, of the people, which could be distributed amongst the people, the deservings, the paupers, that is going into the pockets of those people who are already having a lot more. So I think this is too much. So this is my request in the end. And what I started from PDM, I don't know what is going to happen with the PDM. And because Mariam was saying that we are alone enough to fight against this comment, what is going to happen in near future, it's going to be clear, and definitely I'll be following these things and I'll be sharing these things with you. So but very briefly I tell you that people have to be very active, people have to be very vigilant, people have to be very, very caring, people have to be very, 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 very known. We have to be very, very active. We have to keep our eye on all of these politicians, regimes and governments. And definitely now I would request to the government, present regime, sir, if PDM is now on its broken shape, so it is also beneficial for you. Now you should get benefit of this. And what the benefit you can get from this, that you should work for the people, for the deservings. Like Prime Minister you are saying, you must control inflation. And I tell you that people of Pakistan, they are very, very loyal, very, very responsible. They must be with you, Mr. Imran Khan. So in the end, I really like to thank everybody who is watching me now in my live transmission, and after uploading around about 10 to 12 hours, the video will be uploaded. Who are going to watch, thanks a lot. And really, I am happy that you people are participating in this debate, and please, as much as possible for you to share this video so that the message should be received till the powers and till the regime. The message should lead to Thank you very much. Long live Pakistan. Thank you very much. I am going to close. I am going to be off from here. Thanks a lot.